There is probably nothing a celebrity fears more than the dreaded C word, cancellation. We have all witnessed rich and powerful people lose everything and even go to jail because of this public outrage. Some people, however, seem to be immune to this phenomenon. It's generally either because of their charm, real change in them, or just the public's apathy. Some of these people may now even be considered well liked. However, our first person, Logan Paul, is not one of them. In 2017, the short clip platform named Vine was shut down. This led to a 22-year-old Viner from Ohio to pivot from Vine to YouTube. That boy was Logan Paul. Logan started making vlog style content where he would act obnoxious, break plates, and overall just annoy people. Even though he was already a disliked figure on the internet, his trip to Japan was going to be the reason for his first cancellation. In December 2017, Logan released a video titled, "We Found a Dead Body in a Japanese Suicide Forest." In that video, he actually went to the so called suicide forest and he obviously went there to milk it for views, but what he didn't expect was to find a real dead body.
I think there's someone hanging right there.
Logan not only filmed the dead body, but he also made cringy remarks about it and uploaded the video on YouTube. The video was quickly deleted, and Logan got immediate backlash for being an insensitive grifter. This is when we get the iconic apology video.
I've made a severe and continuous lapse in my judgment.
The apology video got over 57 million views, and people believe this is the end for Logan. But to everyone's surprise, he was one of the rare celebrities who seemed to stop being a douchebag and change for the better. Or so everyone thought. After building a decent enough reputation again with boxing, his podcast, and his beverage company Prime, no one anticipated that Logan's career is going to derail once again after one video by Coffeezilla. On December 17, 2022, Coffeezilla dropped a video titled "Investigating Logan Paul's Biggest Scam." In that video, Coffeezilla exposed how Logan scammed his fans of over millions of dollars. Logan Paul reacted to it the way you would imagine him to react. Then for a while he was a bit more receptive of the criticism and offered to pay the fans back, but later he sued Coffeezilla. Yep, he sued him for a YouTube video. Drake of YouTube out there. Unfortunately, just like his previous controversies, his core audience did not care about the situation at all. He continued to receive normal views on his videos, and other creators continued collabing with him and launching companies with him. Logan is proof that being an asshole can also be beneficial, because if you just do it enough, people will just accept that you are one and stop caring about it. I mean, what can you expect for someone who uses the birth of their child for views? But to transition, someone that people did have high expectations from was Hollywood star Sydney Sweeney. Sydney fell into major league stardom after the release of Euphoria, where she played the character of Cassie. Sydney was praised for her acting, but another thing that brought her into relevancy was how attractive she is. Sydney was in a similar situation as other over-sexualized actresses like early Margot Robbie or Megan Fox. But the one thing that separated Sydney from these women was that they wanted to break out of this mold, whereas Sydney used it to her advantage. She got engaged to a rich guy, started dating rumors with her co-stars just to sell more tickets, and did ads like, well, this.
So go to drsquatch.com today and quit being a dirty little boy.
Now, don't get me wrong, I don't think there's anything wrong with a woman using her own sexualizations for her benefit, but soon a particular instance of that nature was gonna prove really bad for her. On 23rd of June this year, Sydney collaborated with American Eagle for a commercial that loads of people online believed to be a dog whistle that promotes eugenics.
Genes are passed down from parents to offspring, often determining traits like hair color, personality, and even eye color. My genes are blue.
Sydney Sweeney has very genes.
For some unknown reason, this became one of the biggest controversies of the country for a few days, even resulting in the president weighing in on it. Now, personally, I don't think Sydney Sweeney's a Nazi, because what the hell? But the company did know what they were doing by using provocative language. They even admitted they anticipated the backlash. During this facade, a lot of people also came to Sydney's defense until she was revealed to be a registered Republican. However, at the end, this controversy turned out to be highly inconsequential as American Eagle didn't see any particular raise or fall in sales. It is very unlikely Sydney will lose sleep or jobs over this drama because of just how unnecessary and minute it was. However, someone who should definitely lose jobs over what they did is Chris Brown. In 2009, the world found out that the famous R&B singer Chris Brown is guilty of committing domestic violence, and that too against his also famous girlfriend Rihanna. Up to that point, Chris and Rihanna had been dating for a while. They were the power couple of the industry. But the fairy tale was soon gonna be over just as news came out about Chris being abusive to her. Chris apologized for his actions and was shamed by the media for a while and was convicted of felony assault. Now, this type of an incident would normally finish someone's career, but I guess Chris's music was too good for the public to care about the type of person he was. He continued selling out stadiums, topping the charts, and dating famous women. In fact, even Rihanna forgave him and got back with him for a while. But if you think Chris changed his ways for the better, you couldn't be any more wrong. Over the years, Chris has managed to have multiple lawsuits against him. They go all the way from assault charges to rape allegations. In fact, only a few years after the Rihanna incident, he fought with another famous celebrity. Frank Ocean and Chris got into a fight, and Chris allegedly called Frank, who is a bisexual man, the F slur, and Frank totally cooked his bodyguard, by the way. Yet, even after all this behavior, Chris's fans continue to stay die-hard. I think the only reason Chris managed to escape the controversy was because it was before the internet became so widespread. I don't think this would ever slide in big 2025. Now, to transition again, whereas Chris continues to behave like a total jerk, IShowSpeed is someone who truly got better. IShowSpeed is one of the most successful YouTube streamers of all time. He slowly grew in popularity due to his entertaining personality and, well, barking. It's no secret that Speed had a relatively younger and niche audience, but unfortunately for him, just as he started becoming more and more famous, his audience and clips started reaching the mainstream. This led to a lot of his actions now being looked at more critically. Old clips resurfaced of him making sexist, racist, and inappropriate comments. The worst of these was easily when he was at a dating show and threatened to grape someone. I know how dumb this is.
Who gonna stop me?
I will.
Who's gonna stop me?
I will.
If we the last two people on earth, who gonna stop me?
Gee,
You're not stopping me. If we the last two people on earth, who gonna stop me? Hey, you know what, man? Let's start over, okay? My fault.
Speed immediately got tons of backlash and was cancelled. This was the moment that finally opened the eyes of the then 17-year-old IShowSpeed, and he finally started to change his behavior. He started doing more charity work and started touring internationally. Speed toured Peru, India, and many other countries and drew crowds that are big enough for people to think a celebrity was there. He also changed his content to be more athletic and football related. Just like that, slowly public opinion of him changed, and to everyone's surprise, it changed for the better, and he became one of the only examples of people who genuinely bettered themselves. The last person, however, is more of a corporation than a person. He is simply too big to fail. Jimmy had been a fan of YouTube ever since he was a little kid. It was only natural for him to start uploading his own videos soon enough. Since his very first video, he consistently uploaded for over 10 years straight with little to no success. However, he was persistent, and his persistence did pay off. He got famous by uploading videos which are essentially challenges that can give you a crazy amount of money if you win. Last person to leave the circle, living in isolation for 2 days, real-life Squid Game are some of the examples. Jimmy's first controversy, however, happened not due to himself, but his friend. His empire began crashing when his friend Ava Kris Tyson was exposed for texting inappropriately with minors. Why is every single YouTuber a pedophile? Oh my god. Ava, of course, denied and downplayed the allegations, but the evidence was irrefutable. Hell, she was even found supporting a pedophilic artist who is disgusting enough to draw pornographic content of Keemstar's 8-year-old daughter. MrBeast had a decent response regarding the controversy. He fired Ava and condemned her actions. However, Dogpack's video was what really damaged his reputation. He revealed Jimmy treats his employees horribly, only gives away money to his friends and family, and lied about building a children's hospital. Jimmy did not respond to the allegations, not until a really long time at least. Adding to the blow, his recent controversy about his product Lunchly was probably just as widespread. He was criticized for taking advantage of his very young audience and selling them unhealthy garbage and calling it the better alternative. YouTube legend Dan TDM was one of the first people to call him out. Oh, and his cheese also had mold, by the way. But all of these controversies were apparently for nothing, as none of these actually affected Jimmy in a way that actually matters. The reason for this is probably that his fans are mostly children who don't care and probably haven't even heard of these incidents. As long as Jimmy keeps making his mass consumption based content, he is practically uncancelable. The reasons of these people's seeming immunity to cancellation range from becoming better people to everyone just being used to their shitty behavior. These people are just examples, but it also sheds light on the flaw with the very concept of cancellation. The idea of canceling someone roots from the assumption that if a person does something bad, their employers and fans will stop working with them, which is true till a certain extent, but no one acknowledges that both of those groups of people care more about profits and entertainment respectively. I don't know what's a better way to punish or fix public figures who do something wrong, but I think all of us can agree. Cancel culture isn't it. Thank you for watching the video, guys. Please like, share, subscribe. I'm a new channel. You guys have no idea how helpful it is. Thank you. Subscribe.